Today is July 18th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. Brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganess St. Louis Acura. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey and Rammer for the fifth day in a row. The tarp is on the field out at Busch Stadium.
We're kind of going through some monsoon stuff, aren't we?
We are, and hopefully the grounds crew is able to get the tarp on and off a lot easier than the crew in Cincinnati yesterday. I don't know if you saw the video from that, but the tarp monster it ate up one of the grounds crew members of the Reds.
Oh boy!
Yeah, he had to crawl out from the infield and kind of listen to where the voices were coming from to figure out where the end of the tunnel was for that. So
we've seen some fun stuff over the years dealing with tarps.
Absolutely. So the Cardinals and Marlins game should have no problem going off today. And it's just pregame stuff of putting it on there. But the lineup is out for the Cardinals today. And it's interesting because it's missing two names. One name that we thought yesterday when we were doing the show would have been in there, and another name that you would have assumed would have been in there after his game yesterday. So with that being said, your lineup for tonight brought to you by Bootleggin' Tavern. It is Burger Week out at Bootleggin' Tavern all week long. And Rammer, yesterday we had, what was yesterday? The Maverick was yesterday's burger of the day. So today, Rammer, it's the Goose. A house ground patty, honey soy mayo, a grilled pineapple, lettuce, tomato, and onion. You can get that as your burger of the day today, part of their Top Gunner series all week long, part of St. Louis Burger Week. And hey, pair that with a hotel lobby seltzer that you can get only at Bootleggin' Tavern, one of their signature spiked seltzers that they have out there at Bootleggin' Tavern, 4501 Shoto at the end of the Grove. Cardinal lineup today looks like this. Brendan Donovan back in the lineup. He's DHing tonight once again. Paul Goldschmidt, he's at first. Lars Nootbaar in center field. Nolan Arenado at third. Wilson Contreras back behind the plate. More on that in a second. Alec Burleson, he's in left. Jordan Walker in right. Nolan Gorman is at second. And Paul DeYoung is at short. So, no Tyler O'Neill. He has not been activated for the game today. No Dylan Carlson, who had the best game of his 2023 season, also last night in the leadoff position.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because of the internal drama going on. The Cardinals once again stepping in it, making a declaration. Our outfield moving forward is O'Neill, Nootbaar, Walker. And then, no, I guess that wasn't it. Never mind what we just said. Now, as far as Carlson goes, I feel bad for the kid. He had a rough go of it in the post game, talking about losing his job and all those sorts of things. I feel like he's the best center fielder on the team, but he doesn't hit right-handers very well. Having said that, he got a hit last night. It was really the player of the game, he and Arenado, and you would have thought you could have put him back in there. You know, Burleson's had a couple of good games in a row. But is he really the guy? Is he really a better player than Carlson? You're trying to find spots for people to play. I get it, but I really don't get it. So that's what you get tonight. And it's probably going to get more complicated if Donovan's arm doesn't get better, because you got to have his bat in the lineup. And if his arm doesn't come around, you're really hamstrung with the ability to move players around.
Yeah, Tommy Edman, by the way, talked to the media today. John Denton reporting that he began a throwing program and took ground balls this afternoon. He's going to take some light swings tomorrow and then slowly ramp up the intensity before he decides whether or not he's going to do a rehab stint before he comes back. Pitching matchup for tonight's game. We don't have the Marlins lineup yet, but we know Edward Cabrera. He has been activated from the injured list, and he will be back on the mound today. This is the first time that he has started for the Marlins since, as I go through here, June 13th. The last time that he has been on the mound, that was a game in Seattle, 4 innings pitched, pitched in that one. Has a really, really good slider, a really tall 6'5", 25-year-old pitcher that if they, if they decide to hold on to him and not trade him for a veteran, if they think they can make a stretch run, that's a guy that would not be a bad 2-3 behind Sandy Alcantara in their rotation in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm more concerned about what the Cardinals are going to get done and Jordan Montgomery. And will this be his last start with the Cardinals? I don't think so. I think he'll get another one, maybe even two more, or this one and one more maybe. And then depending on the way the dates and the games fall out, could he pitch again before the first? Let me think. What's today? The 18th.
Yep.
And 5. Maybe you could squeeze in a second one.
Easily, yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see when in this process he's moved. And then you look at him, you look at Hicks, and maybe a couple of others that could be moved quickly.
Jordan Montgomery here as of late has been pitching just really, really good baseball.
Yeah.
In the month of June, 31 2/3 innings pitched, only allowed 6 earned runs the entire month. That's an ERA of 1.71.
Very good.
24 hits in those 31 2/3 innings. And then he turned right back around and started off July. 2 starts, one against the Yankees and then that one up in Chicago against the White Sox. Pitched into the 7th inning, allowing 2 hits and 1 run, unearned run against the Yankees. And then the last time out was absolutely cruising against the White Sox in the 5th inning. 3 hits, 1 earned run. That was a home run off the bat of Jake Berger, I believe, before coming up short on a hamstring injury. So he has been pitching really, really good. Has dropped his ERA actually since the beginning of June. Came into the month of June at a 4.48 ERA, has that all the way down to 3.23 on the season. I said it plenty of times. I thought that he was going to be the ace of the staff going into this season, and I thought that it would have made for, would have been part of a lot of the success of the Cardinals this year. And I think his early troubles and the struggles that he went through in April and May might have led to some of the struggles of the Cardinals overall too, when they just you couldn't get, you couldn't get one time through the rotation with having 5 straight good starts out of your guys. And it killed them.
Yeah. And I think because the Cardinals decided not to negotiate before the season began, that's why I seem like it's a done deal that he'll move on. I think he probably will. And that's just going to be another slot that the Cardinals will have to fill between now and the beginning of next season. But I think he probably will go. In fact, I think a team that would love to have him is the Texas Rangers. Help them hold off Houston. In fact, I could see Montgomery and Hicks going to Texas, having a Hicks Chapman back of the bullpen. Woo. That would be pretty formidable for a team that wants to win now.
Let's talk about picking up players. We saw Ryan Tepera last night make his debut with the Cardinals. Got the first out, gave up a hit, got the second out, and then the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. John Mozeliak was kind of honest in his pregame that, you know what, you're going to see a lot of guys like him rolling through the Cardinals system the rest of this year because they don't have enough arms for innings to get them through the rest of 2023 right now.
Well, I guess that's an acceptable answer. I'd rather see young guys throw, but maybe they don't want guys to get shell-shocked from being thrust into the big leagues and getting absolutely destroyed. So you let these journeymen get destroyed. I guess that's logical. That's okay with me.
There are some names out there, by the way, for pitching help, but we will see what the Cardinals decide to do over the next few days. I think all of that will start with
what kind of names are you liking?
I saw reports earlier saying, Amir Garrett has been kind of thrown out there. It's there again. Yeah. You know what? They're arms. We're not bringing in top of the line closers to come in here and get 1, 2, 3 every inning. So, it's
why bring it? So my point is, why bring in anybody?
just to get you through the rest of this year. And as you mentioned, not shell shock some of the guys you might have down in Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, it doesn't matter who you bring in. Okay. You're going to bring in some guys. Okay.
Miami's lineup is out now, by the way. Arise was at second. Soler is in right field. Cooper DHing. De La Cruz in left. Gurriel at first. Segura at third. Myers in center. Birdie is at short. And Stallings behind the plate for the Marlins. Both sides, not a whole lot of neither side has really seen a whole lot of each other when it comes to these pitchers. So, hey, sit back as the Cardinals look to win their fourth straight now, 3 in a row as they make it through as they start the second half of the season, slowly climbing back to 500 and back into a playoff race.
The Cardinals were fun. That was a fun game to watch last night. And when you've got offense in action, they talked a lot about it on the TV side. The approach last night with the hitting game plan was a good one, and it was well executed. You had contributors up and down the lineup. It was a fun ball game, and I would expect tonight to be the same way.
This has been another edition of Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. Rammer, we're brought to you each and every day by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and also Royal Banks.
Royal Banks, whether you're in St. Louis, the east side, St. Charles County, or even Northeast Missouri. At each and every branch, it feels like your hometown bank. Royal Banks, where better service means better banking.
He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. I'm going to go head back to the TV and start watching more of the TV series of Mission Impossible. I started that today, Rammer. So who knew that it was an actual TV show before?
Well, almost everyone. Yeah. Almost everyone knew.
It's on Paramount Plus, so I didn't even have to look far to find it. Every season of it on Paramount Plus. So I have time. It's a long one too. I didn't realize they made hour-long shows back in the '60s like that too. Rammer didn't realize that either.
Yeah, we had TV and radio. We drove around in cars, had telephones. It was really a fun time.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com.
At St. Louis Acura, we have over 100 new Acura models and over 160 pre-owned models in stock or on the way in May. Get 4.9% financing for up to 60 months on 2023 Acura MDXs, TLXs, Integras, and RDX models. Or get a certified rate as low as 3.49% on certified TLX and MDX models. And you can earn up to $1,500 in loyalty incentives. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.